Assalamualaikum students, and I'm your teacher Miss
Back
Maria.
to your
And
English class, and this video is for class 6. So students, today we are going to do work from our textbook and open your page 64 of your textbook. Mention date on your page. Today is 21/8/2020 and it is Friday. Today what we are going to do, today we are going to do simple past tense, or you can say it past indefinite tense. ठीक है? These are the two names for this tense, so no need to confuse these two sentence. ठीक है कि ये तो simple past tense है, so what are the indefinite tense? ठीक है, और indefinite past tense और past indefinite tense. ठीक है, so these are the two names for the simple past tense. ठीक है, so as you know that in English language we have tenses. ठीक है, we have past tense, we have present tense, we have future tense. ठीक है, in past we talk about the things which we have done in our past. ठीक है, जो हम गुजार चुके हैं वो चीज़ें. ठीक है, the things which we have completed, the events which we have passed, the incidents which have been passed now. ठीक है, okay, in present we discussed about those things which we are doing now or we have completed few time ago. ठीक है, like in a like before short period. ठीक है, or in future tense we discuss about the things which which haven't happened now but they will happen later. ठीक है, जो कि हमारे फ्यूचर में होंगी. तो ये थे हमारे सिंपल पास्ट एंड फ्यूचर टेंस, सॉरी पास्ट प्रेजेंट एंड फ्यूचर टेंस. So today then in tenses we have 4 different types of each tense. ठीक है, in present, in past, in future we have four sentences, and total we have 12 sentences. The first one will be the simple past tense. In the English language, tense refers to the forms that verbs take in order to show when something occurred. In English language, what are the tenses? Tenses are those form of the verbs which tells us that in which time period something occurred. Okay, like this is in the past, or this is in the future, or this is in the present. Simple past tense indicates that an action was completed in the past. What is past? माजी, जो गुजर गया है, जो हम गुजार चुके हैं. ठीक है, so in simple past tense, this tense indicates those events, those actions, those incidents which was completed in our past time. Now read aloud the following sentences. They are all in this simple past tense. Read these sentences. I saw him myself. 2 knights and 2 ladies secretly delivered him to Merlin. The archbishop did as Merlin had concealed. He alighted by the churchyard and tied his horse to a stile. So this saw, this delivered, this did, and this alight, they all are the verbs that indicate that these are the events that has occurred in the past time period. ठीक है, they have completed all these events and incidents and the things which they are doing, and these verbs are the past participle of the verb. ठीक है, we have verb and then we have the past participle of the verb and the present participle of the verb. In past participle or in past tense, we mostly use second or third form of the verb. Then the simple past tense is formed by using the simple past form of a verb. A regular verb is a verb that takes ed to take on the simple past tense. What they are saying that in regular form of verbs, what are the regular form of verbs? Those verbs which ended with ed. ठीक है, like fill is a main verb. Fill is a main verb. When we added ed in it, it become the regular verb. What are the irregular verbs? like we have begin, we have begin. ठीक है. So when we have change spelling, different words, so those will be the irregular verbs. In the next page we will discuss about the irregular verbs, but now we are going to discuss about the regular verbs. When you add ed to a stem verb, like you add ed in a fill, it will be the regular verb. ठीक है. Marvel, ed, when you will add ed in it, that will be marveled, so it will be the regular verb. ठीक है. So what they are saying, the simple past tense is formed by using the simple past form of a verb. A regular verb is a verb that takes ed to take on the simple past tense. As I have told you that in the second or third form we use filled or filled. ठीक है. What are the second or third form of the fill? It will be filled or filled. So we are going to use the these form of the verbs. ठीक है. So they are saying that you are going to use this form of the verb in a past tense. Then we have an irregular verb is a verb that changes its form to take on the simple past tense. Knew, known. Come, came. Take, took. Ride, rode. So these are the irregular form of verbs in which you have changed words, changed spellings. ठीक है. Look, this is know and this is knew. Come, came. Take, took. Ride, rode. Okay, so these are the irregular form of verbs. When you are going to use irregular form of verbs in the sentences, so they will change as this. ठीक है. So they will change its form from stem verb. They will how they will change its form, how they will change, because they are going to change in the new word with the new spellings. ठीक है. This is how you are going to use irregular verbs in the past tense. Simple अगर words में कहें कि क्या होता है regular verbs के साथ और irregular verbs के साथ, when you are going to use regular verbs in the simple past tense, so they will use ed at the end of the main verb. But when you are going to use irregular form of verb in past tense, so what you will do, you will change its form in the different spellings or in the different verbs. ठीक है. तो इस तरह से ये चेंज हो जाएगा. ठीक है. So now what they are saying, folk tales and legends are often written in the past tense because they describe events that occurred in the past tense. Why folktales and legends are often written in the past tense? Because they describe what they describe. They describe events, which events that occurred in the past. They have completed these events in the past time period. ठीक है. Those actions have been completed in the past time period. So that's why they are mostly used past tense in folktales and in legends. Okay. So now move to the next page, page number 71. Mention date on your page. Today is 21/8/2020 and day is Friday, and today what we are going to do, we are going to do metaphors. So students, this is the second topic for today. A metaphor is similar to a simile in that it is also an expression that compares two things with one another. However, unlike a simile, a metaphor does not use the words as or like. In our previous lectures, we have learned about the simile, that what is the simile. Now they are saying that metaphors are means they are similar to simile. Metaphors are similar to simile, but in simile what we use as words as and like, but in metaphors we are not going to use these words. Look at your page number 62. They have given us the definition of the simile, that simile is an expression that compares two things. In simile, what we do compare two things with each other by using the words as or like. But in the metaphor, we do compare two things with each other, but we do not use the word as or like. Okay. Dexter was very embarrassed. Dexter's face burned with embarrassment. Okay. They have compared his face with burning fire. Okay. In the example above, Dexter was so embarrassed that his face turned extremely red. Okay. Or you can say they have compared his face with red color. Okay. So, like similes, metaphors are used to make sentences more vivid, interesting, and memorable. It functions same as a simile. That what is the function of the simile? That it wanted to make a sentence more vivid, more clear, more interesting, and more memorable to the readers. Metaphor work same as the simile. That he metaphor wants his reader to make the sentences more vivid, more interesting, and more memorable. Which of these sentences do you find more interesting? This is the beginning of a new day. This is the birth of a new day. Working life is very difficult. Working life is a prison. I am really happy with what you have said. What you have said is music to my ears. That facts are very clear, he is guilty. The facts are concrete, he is guilty. As you can see in the second sentences, that they are comparing one thing to the other thing, okay? And this they are comparing the day with the birth, new day with the birth, okay? Or new life, or difficult with the prison कैद, यानी कि म्यूज़िक टू माई ईयर्स, कि इतना अच्छा लग म्यूज़िक आपको सुनने में अच्छा लगता है, आपके कानों को सुकून देता है इस तरह से. तो दे हैव कंपेयर्ड इट विद दैट. देन क्लियर को उन्होंने कंक्रीट के साथ किया है कि कंक्रीट जो है वो बहुत कंक्रीट चीज़ें बहुत क्लियर होती हैं. ठीक है. सो विच सेंटेंसेस you find more interesting, those are the second ones. ठीक है, because they are comparing one thing to another thing with very vividly. ठीक है. Next, notice that similes and metaphors can both be used to express the same idea and to make sentences more interesting. अब क्या कह रहे हैं वो कि you can use similes and metaphors for one event. ठीक है. For example, you are going to say that Mr. Wong sounds like a barking dog. Mr. Wong is barking at me. So they both are delivering us this meaning. Mr. Wong has a loud and impatient voice. So you can use these similes and these metaphors to express the same idea, to make the sentence more interestingly. For example, sometimes you can use a simile in your sentence to give the same idea to the other people, or sometimes you can use the metaphor. Yan Li is as sharp as a knife. Yan Li is really sharp. Look, these both sentences are giving the same meaning, and its meaning is that Yan Li is very clever. Time passes as quickly as a bird in flight. Time flies. Time passes very quickly. So students, this is it for today's class. So our next lecture, in our next class, we are going to read this lesson, that is Stone Soup, a Russian folktale. So what you have to do, you have to give a brief reading to the lesson, and you can underline the difficult words, and then I will explain the lesson. I will try my level best to tell you the meanings of the words, but if I skip those, you can ask me in the comments if you want to, or you can also Google the meanings from the Google. Okay. So this is it for today's class. I will meet you in the next lecture. Till that, stay safe, stay at your homes. Allah Hafiz, students.